Stephen Bida for the traffic updates and also for giving advice to the authorities at KCCA. We hope that they do heed to just that. Now, we're getting into some healthy conversations. Of course, when we started off the show, we got into conversations that would, push you to be the better you and for you to serve your purpose on earth. So if you're in the film space, we cater to that. We also got into conversations with regards to what you can do as a young person to just delve into your passions and what God has gifted you in to make sure that you make something out of that. All right. But you see, you can't do all that if you're not healthy. And so we're getting into some healthy, pertinent conversations that you cannot afford to miss out on after this short bumper.
You're watching Morning at NTV.
A little bit earlier we were talking unhealthy roads. Now it's time to talk about unhealthy lives, and we are joined by a nutritionist from Quera Beats Consultancy Firm. Her name is Wako Purity, and she joins us right now in studio. Many thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Hi, Purity.
Hi, how
You're
are you?
welcome.
Thank you.
Now, first things first, what are some of those unhealthy habits that we should kick out?
Oh, those are so many. Those are so
Break
many.
them
But
down.
from
Jigsaw pieces.
From my experience, I would first think about people who drink, for example. There are things we need to stop. Not because everybody else is doing it, but because, what do I even gain by smoking or drinking? It's affecting my organs. And then most people don't have time to sleep enough.
Right.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
We dedicate
That's also
our
a bad habit. Oh.
It's a very bad habit.
So
We dedicate our time to working and doing everything, and then sleep very few hours, and the body doesn't get enough rest, and you are at it the following day.
What would be the ideal number of hours of sleep?
7 to 8.
Okay.
7 to 8. But sometimes, some days are better than others. But then we can be intentional about it and do it right. Yeah. Other habits is eating anyhow.
Okay.
Yes. People miss breakfast, which is the most important meal of the day, and then they end up eating a lot for dinner, which is wrong. So we can think about how to eat and say, for example, what exactly am I supposed to have for breakfast? What am I supposed to have for lunch? And what should I have for dinner? And at what times and in what portions? That will help a lot. So many people don't pay attention to how they eat.
Okay, so when you spoke of breakfast, you also, one of the most sought after nutritionists within the country. When you speak of breakfast, lunch, and dinner, are we saying that all this have to be balanced in terms of balanced diet? You have some vegetables, some fruits, some carbohydrates, protein. What should it look like? Because the majority of us are guilty. We think that carbohydrates are good for breakfast. It's carbohydrates and proteins. You'll never see vegetables, you'll never see fruits. So how should it be?
Actually, yeah, most of us don't know. Most people don't know. They just eat. So breakfast, usually you should have a fruit on breakfast. You should have a fruit, you should have a protein. And for children, a dairy should be part of it. And then lunch, that's when you can have your carbohydrates. But then it should be just the smallest part on the plate. And the rest, vegetables. You must have vegetables. When we are studying nutrition, they tell us about the nutrition pyramid, where you have a lot of water, about 8 glasses of water, let's say 3 liters of water. Then you have vegetables, 5 servings, then 2 servings of fruits. Then you
5
have protein.
servings.
Then,
Wow.
yes, but very few people will do that. So
Because
once at least
it will mean stretching their budget.
yeah,
And
okay, stretching your budget, but at least make
Because we
sure
are talking
that
about
your lunch
because we are
and
talking
dinner
about
has some
the
vegetables.
wananchi, the young people out there who are mostly
Yes.
unemployed, who are battling with non-communicable diseases.
Yes.
Now, most of these people can't afford that much to have this and that of that fruit. What can they do to stay healthy but still manage a smaller budget?
Do you know chips is 5,000?
Yeah.
And katogo with some greens is 3,000. It's a choice. When I go to Nakawa to buy my fruits and vegetables, in 12,000, I'll buy fruits and vegetables. If it is just for me as an individual, that will take me for a week. In 12,000, you buy 1 kilo of meat. So I think it's a choice. It's what you decide to take on. So I can't say that this one is unemployed, so they're going to eat unhealthy. What unhealthy? How unhealthy are you eating? Bread? Is bread cheap?
No.
No, bread is this. Bread is not that cheap.
Right.
You know, chips are not that cheap. Chips and chicken. Those are the campusers and the people you're talking about.
I could decide, since my budget is smaller, I could decide to buy a sack of posho, buy a sack of beans to stretch me for at least 3 months. I'm eating one type of food. How dangerous is this to my health?
Your body will
And
miss
how
out.
can I, play around and ensure that, yes.
Posho is not bad. Beans are not bad. I mean, we grew up in school eating posho and beans. Protein is there. Then there's carbohydrates, and you just need to add some vegetables on that. Nakati, dodo. You know, make sure you can have, and also have a small portion of posho. Not a mountain of posho.
Yeah.
You know, yes, some people have a lot of food that is so unnecessary. So put more beans, put less posho, and add vegetables on that. If you cannot afford any other thing.
You know, Purity, there was a study that was done, and this is courtesy of the Ministry of Health, and they were saying that now the trends are shifting. Them that we thought cannot afford it are the ones who are actually now healthier, because they get, you know, the dodo, the vegetables straight from
Organic food.
Exactly,
That's
organic
true.
food
Yes.
straight from their shambas, and they consume them in the, you know, ideal form, original form.
Yes.
But them that are the elites who can work, who can, you know, afford a coin or two, are the ones who are now getting into those unhealthier, you know, unhealthier habits, and now becoming totally unhealthy. Even look at the hospitals. Who are these people coming through? Who are the people coming through to you with these issues? So how can we change that? What is it that they're employed, and them that have the money, what is it that they're doing differently and wrongly, so to speak?
I think knowledge has not been given to people the way we are supposed to do. We are supposed to educate people about eating healthy, because a few years from now, like 5-10 years, a lot of people are going to be sick of chronic diseases. And these are the people who could afford taking on a healthy lifestyle, who can afford, yes, we have sedentary lives where you sit the whole day, but you can afford gym. Those are the kind of people we're talking about.
Or
And you
simply a
actually
walk
don't
in
need
the
to
park.
go to the gym. You can walk, you can park your car and walk. So these people, when they get money, actually, they end up purchasing everything that is unhealthy. Like they'll get sodas, stock them, bread, take kids to KFC and eat unhealthy. So that's why they are the ones ending up getting sick, especially of the chronic diseases.
And they end up
that
reducing
are
their
so
lifespan.
bad. Yes. So we need to sensitize people about healthy living. We could actually avoid so much sickness, you know, prevent so many diseases if we could eat healthy.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Rather than all the time running to hospitals and getting medication, and you're on drugs, they are also toxic. We are not even sure some of these drugs, you know, so you just have to adopt a healthy lifestyle. That's what I advise.
Well, speaking of diseases, is obesity a disease, a condition, or a choice?
It's all. It's all. It's a disease. I think it's a disease.
Because you might find some poor people who are overweight.
Yes.
Tell us more about that.
Poor people who are
Overweight. What causes that?
You know, you can't know what causes one to be overweight.
Like you
It's
said,
very
some
important.
people get money and then they'll become obese because of their lifestyle.
It's
But
the
then
lifestyle, of course.
But then you find some
Eating
poor
habits.
people who do not, have that lavish lifestyle.
This
but then,
is how we put on weight.
yes, they put on weight.
When you eat more than you're supposed to take. For example, your body needs how many calories, you know, according to your body mass index and how much weight you're supposed to have. So when you take in more calories and spend less, then the rest
Stored.
will be stored.
And I
And
understand.
that turns into fat.
I also understand
So we
you,
need to-
personally, you've dealt with obesity. Tell us more about that.
Oh yes, I wish I had my picture here. I was 95 kgs after my first
When was
child.
this?
That's about 10 years back.
Wow.
But I
95
actually
kgs.
lost that weight in 1 year after deciding, and I had been with that weight for 5 good years. After giving birth, I put on so much weight, and I got sick. My husband,
Wow.
my husband went through so much. He would stay awake the whole night because of the pain, because of this. And so I started taking a lot of drugs to kill the pain, especially the joint pains. I had a lot of joint pains. And that resulted into peptic ulcers. So that would make him wake up every night, you know, can I give you some milk? Can I give you these things like that? Until one day I said, I was working in a hospital somewhere it's not there anymore. So I remember the doctor telling me, you know what, actually you can get more sick. You need to take charge of your life. It's a decision. And yes, it's a decision. When I decided, I started eating healthy, stopped the pills, stopped everything unhealthy. Working out is very, very important. Exercising every single day.
Right.
You don't have to have money to go to the gym to work out. You can have your skip rope at home. You can skip from there. You can jog around your house. You can do anything around as long as you can sweat and
Right.
your heart is pumping faster.
So
So I lost from 95 to 58
Wow.
in 1 year.
Wow.
And when I achieved that, I knew anybody can achieve it.
And it's all about playing that game at your head.
Yes,
Win it at the head.
it's a decision.
All right. You know, when you talked about a majority of them that can afford it getting into unhealthy lifestyles, is because they say that when I didn't have that money, I used to eat, you know, this, as you can see on your screen.
Yes.
You know, and they didn't taste all too good. Now I have the money, I can afford the things I used to see and could not get. And they, you know, indulge so heavily onto that. Teach us how we can make veggies and these healthy foods more appealing to our tongues.
Yes.
Because I think that's the battle. People say that these healthy foods don't taste, they're not appeasing to the tongue. How can we go about, you know, being creative in the kitchen to make sure that these healthy foods actually do appeal and they can go down our throats easily and we enjoy our foods?
All right, I like what we are showing on the screens there. You see presentation.
Presentation, okay.
This is NTV, number one.
Yes.
Number one,
Yes.
presentation. Make your food, as long as the food has some little salt in it, it is presented well. And when your tongue and your taste buds and your body gets used to healthy foods, somehow you start tasting the natural goodness in the food. You know,
Ah, with
it's
time.
because, yes. Now, I don't take sugar, but trust me, everything I take is sweet without even adding sugar. Of course, there are those obvious sweet things like the vegetables, the bananas, and what.
Yeah.
But I would take porridge and it will taste sweet. The milk is so sweet, actually, without even sugar. So your taste buds will adopt. So what you need to do to eat healthy, actually, to get attracted to eating healthy, you'll have to learn, take baby steps, but present the food very well. We have a healthy restaurant, by the way, in Ntinda, where we prepare everything healthy. And it is very tasty, trust me, very yummy. You can even do chips, but it's called air frying. You air fry the chips.
How? With the air fryer? Is it
Yes,
okay?
with an air fryer
That's the thing.
without actually adding a lot of oil. You actually don't add any oils. Yes, you can grill your chicken, you can steam your fish, you can grill your chick, your fish, you can boil, and food comes out very well. You know, Tom, do you know, growing up,
Wow.
we used to do like those pot things.
Yeah.
You put the chicken in the pot, you add everything, all the spices
And
without, you
yeah.
know how it comes out? The soup is so yummy.
Yeah.
But now, even now, chicken is so bad these days because you put it there 10 minutes, it's ready. It's not that chicken we used to eat, the organic one. But all that can change. If we go back to the roots and we have to make a decision,
Make a
otherwise
decision.
we will
I
die.
believe without any doubt, and I believe and I hope the viewers agree with me that Miss Wako Purity loves her people to stay healthy.
Yes.
And that's why for the last 5 to 4 years, she has been organizing dinners
Right.
to talk about health and other issues. But then the forthcoming 5th annual dinner
Yes, 5th annual.
will
dinner.
be showcased on Saturday.
Yes.
Tell us more about that. The location, what we should expect, and who is eligible to come. Is it the elite or even the wananchi out there who are unemployed, but they would love to come and hear, important thoughts on health?
All right, this dinner happens once a year where we meet and celebrate life and talk about healthy living and sensitize people, but also chill, relax, get entertained, have live band entertainment. And I mean, it's a 5-star hotel. We are going to be at Skies Hotel.
Right.
Eat a 5-course meal, and of course they're all choices. That day is a cheat day.
Oh, it's such. Oh, I actually thought you would tell us that it will be only healthy foods. So it's a cheat day. We'll have the fried foods, the fried chips, and all that.
A fried chips.
And you're not afraid of recidivating back to your old ways?
No, we detox
Just once,
after.
just once in a year.
Right.
Okay.
You can have a
Go
cheat
ahead.
day. Yes, so we have red carpets. People dress up so well. We're going to have our evening gowns on. Men with a black tie. I mean, dinner smart. It's always, you know, a pleasure to meet people and network, and it's for everybody. It's like we give back to the community. We give back because all they do is pay for their food. The rest is taken care of. And
How
they
much?
go away with hampers. We have so many sponsors that are giving us a lot of gifts, and they give to our guests.
So how much
Everybody
is the
goes
dinner?
Dinner is 150 for individuals. A couple is 250. And a table of 10 is 1.2.
So ideally, this is for the elite. Now, me, I care too much for my wananchi out there. You know, I'm out there at home watching, but then I do not have the 150. But I would so much love to come and hear your thoughts on healthy living. What do I do?
I think because we can, when you're organizing a day, like you said, we have to have decor, which is like 10 a.m. You have the entertainment. Silk Events is doing lighting and music and that. So I mean, they can come to my office free, free consultation, and I'll help them on healthy living. But I know, if you want, I mean, we spend on everything and forget ourselves.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
once in a while, take yourself out and have fun.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, thank you so much for coming through. Purity Wako, the CEO of Quera Bits.
Yes.
Yeah, please plan to attend that particular event. There's a lot of benefits to that. You get to have all these healthy tips shared, and also networking, which is critical for today's world. For you, of course, to get yourself to that other level. Critical. Hashtag Morning at NTV is where you can find us. And at this point in time, yes, my clock tells me we've clocked 8:39, and it's time for us to link to Stephen Bitter. He is in Bukoto to give us some traffic updates. Good morning, Stephen.